It began with 30 Garrison winners. Now we're down to 12. The journey to reveal this season's Rising Star has begun. This is Operation Rising Star.
Please welcome your host, Ms. Janine Samuels.
Hello, and welcome back to our 9th season of Operation Rising Star. We have a great week of shows for you here on OPRisingStar.com, where with your help, we will determine this year's Rising Star and the winner of $1,000 cash and a 3-song demo recording experience valued at a total prize package of over $18,000. So let the competition begin. On behalf of the United States Army Installation Management Command, Family and MWR, and Army Entertainment, let's meet this year's Top 12. Representing the Presidio of Monterey, California, Sergeant Scott Harris. From the United States Army Garrison, Rheinland-Pfalz, Germany, family member Christina Lewis. Representing United States Army Garrison, Stuttgart, Germany, family member Raquel Sargent. Representing United States Army Garrison, Wiesbaden, Germany, First Lieutenant Matthew Kalani Gabriel. From United States Army Garrison, Humphreys, Korea, Specialist Akilia Davenport. Representing United States Army Garrison, Schofield Barracks, Hawaii, family member Joyce Severino. From Camp Lemonnier, Djibouti, Africa, Sergeant Oscar Bogarin. Representing Joint Base Langley Eustis, family member Sarah Hopkins. From Joint Base Lewis McCord, Private First Class Kiari Moon. Representing Fort Irwin, California, First Lieutenant Derek Bishop. From Fort Campbell, Kentucky, family member Chari May Riggs. And representing Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, Sergeant Christiana Ball. Ladies and gentlemen, here they are, your Operation Rising Star Season 9 Top 12 finalists. I can tell you from watching the rehearsals this week, we are in for a great competition. This year's finalists competed against hundreds of other talented family and service members around the world. Now, as you might imagine, getting to this point was not an overnight process. So let's go behind the scenes and take a look at how we got here tonight. As you can see, everyone has been working hard, but we've also had a lot of fun. And this great soldier and family member programming would not have been possible without the support of the United States Army Installation Management Command and Family and MWR. Now we want to be sure to follow along with your thoughts on social media, so be sure to use hashtag #OPRisingStar. Also, like Army Entertainment on Facebook, and we will keep you updated about all the great soldier and family member programming around the Army throughout the year. Now, speaking of support, we are incredibly privileged to have the three people that have been a part of this program since the beginning, our distinguished panel of judges. Joining us for his 9th season, everybody's Operation Rising Star favorite, the 12th Sergeant Major of the Army, Sergeant Major of the Army, retired Jack Tilley. Hit country singer and songwriter of such hits as From Here to Eternity and Drink, Swear, Steal and Lie, and the 2008 recipient of the Bob Hope Spirit of Hope Award, the distinguished Mr. Michael Peterson. Last but not least, producer, recording artist, and the chair of the vocal department at Musicians Institute College of Contemporary Music and vocal coach for NBC's The Voice, our dear friend and the lovely and very talented Miss Deborah Bird. Now, Bird, of course, we're going to have an exciting season here on Operation Rising Star, but we really appreciate stealing you from The Voice and all the excitement over there. What's been happening with The Voice?
It's very thrilling this season. The executive producers have gathered and had these wonderful singers. I think we're down, at this point, we're down to the last 4 singers, and we're almost at the finale. They're amazing musicians, and I enjoy watching them grow and grow, much like our Operation Rising Star singers. So it's very thrilling, and I'm glad that people are a fan of the Emmy Award-winning show. So it's an honor for me to be here and work with the family members and people who are serving our country.
Now, Michael, I heard you've been on tour and you have a new album. Can you tell us about that?
You bet. The album's called We Are Veterans, and it's a collection of the top, most favorite songs that veterans have told us over the last 7 years, have really touched them, made a difference in the programs that we're doing. Our tour is working with the gold medal recipients from the National Veterans Creative Arts Festival. So we have a World War II veteran all the way through the current OIF, OEF veterans that do visual arts and performing arts. And it's a 90-minute show. It's fabulous fun, and it really features great patriotic music.
All right, great. Now, Sergeant Major, sometimes I don't see you but once a year, but this year I got to actually attend the American Freedom Festival, and I saw firsthand all of the wonderful things you are doing for our veterans. Can you tell everyone else about that?
Yes, the answer is yes. We've had the American Freedom Foundation for the last 9 years, and we've been able to give away about $4 million back to our veterans. About $3 million just in educational benefits, scholarships to military spouses and dependents. In fact, we have another program that starts on the 2nd of January that runs to the 31st of October, and we're going to give away another couple of $1 million in scholarships for veterans. And what's really funny is every year we only get about 260 or 270 people that apply. So I tell you, anybody that's watching this program tonight, make sure you apply. All you have to do is go to AmericanFreedomFoundation.org, look for Kaplan, K-A-P-L-A-N, and click on that and apply for a scholarship for a spouse. One more thing too, I also help building homes for veterans too, through Veterans United. So God bless you. Let's give some money away to our military spouses and family members. Hoorah.
It sounds like our judges have certainly been busy with some exciting projects, and we know the excitement will continue tonight. Our contestants will have just one chance to impress our judges and also win your vote. And then on Tuesday, we'll see who the top 6 will be, and you will again have the opportunity to vote on your favorite performer. On Thursday, we will reveal the top 3. And you don't want to miss Saturday's show when this year's rising star and the winner of a 3-song demo recording experience is revealed. But right now, we're going to take a break. And when we get back, we'll hear the first 6 of our finalists perform a hit song from Kesha and Pitbull. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
I want to give a shout out to my wife, Jennifer Greer Harris. Honey, I love you, and I'm going to do the best I can in this competition. Also, to the Presidio of Monterey in California and the 305th PSYOP Company in Fort Story, Virginia.
I want to give a shout out to all my family and friends back home because I won't be able to see any of you for Christmas, so I love you.
To my Stuttgart family, to my Peoria family, to my GPT family in Kansas City, Kansas, to my DCC family in Virginia Beach, and to my Okinawa family, konnichiwa, watashi wa sashimi desu. I hope you guys vote for me. Thank you for your support.
Welcome back to Operation Rising Star. We have split our top 12 into 2 groups of 6 that will perform the same group number for you prior to their individual performances. This will give us a better chance to highlight each performer in the group number for our judges and for you at home. Performing Timber, here's the first 6 of our top 12.
Going down, I'm yelling timber, you better move, you better dance, let's make a night, you won't remember, I'll be the one, you won't forget.
I'm jumping like Jagger with a little bit of swagger with the lights and the cameras on. Timber. Drinks down, hands up. Timber. Work hard, play rough. Timber. I'm slicker than the oil spill. They say they won't dance, but I bet you they will.
Spin your partner round and round, end of the night is going down. One more shot, another round, end of the night is going down. Swing, hey,
It's going down. I'm yelling timber. You better move, you better dance. Let's make a night you won't remember. I'll be the one you won't forget. It's going down. It's going down. I'm yelling timber. I'm yelling timber. You better move. You better dance. You better dance. Let's make a night. Let's make a night you won't remember. You won't remember. I'll be the one. I'll be the one. You won't forget. You won't forget.
Look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's just me, and the dogs ain't changed. And I'm chilling in the hotels and swinging on planes. And I'm guessing, say it's money in the thing club. Homie, ballin' like LeBron, yeah. Better climb high, cause it's about to go down.
swing your partner round and round, end of the night is going down. One more shot, another round, end of the night is going down. Swing your partner round and round, end of the night is going down. One more shot, another round, end of the night is going down.
It's going down.
It's going down.
I'm yelling timber.
I'm yelling timber. You better dance, dance, dance.
Let's make a night.
Let's make a night that you won't remember. I'll be the one that you won't forget. It's going down.
I'm yelling timber.
I'm yelling timber. You better move.
You better dance.
Dance, dance.
Let's make a night.
Let's make a night
You won't remember.
that you won't remember.
I'll be the one you won't forget.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's going down. I'm yelling timber. You better move. You better dance. Let's make a night you won't remember. I'll be the one you won't forget. It's going down.
What a great way to kick off the show. I can tell it's going to be a great night and standout season here on Operation Rising Star. Now, yesterday, our contestants had a chance to meet one-on-one with each of our judges for mentoring and advice. So let's take a quick look at our first 6 contestants and their time with our judges.
What I believe makes this song wonderful is that there's an ease that's evoked in the lyric. You're working too hard. I don't want to be, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Don't work so hard all the time. So it's not such a this kind of feeling.
Right? You got one shot, so you want to lay your heart on the line for this one shot. People feel energy. You know what I mean? You about blew me out of the doggone chair. I don't know what to do.
you.
That's good, though. You got the right positive attitude. Your husband ought to be blessed. Do you sing to your husband?
Oh yeah, he was like, oh God, you're so loud.
How do I say this? Like, you are delivering the whole performance. You're not just singing. Do you have children?
I do.
Okay, I'm thinking, those are lucky kids to get to hear mom sing like that to them. Authentic, so beautiful, and so pure.
There you go. Don't just throw it away. This is your big finish. And that's what people remember. You have a lot of places that you just toss aside. Don't do it. It's death. Don't do it. Make every note count. Because they're nice when they're sitting there. They're luscious. Okay?
I want you to keep your eyes open. Okay. I want you to get them to feel the same way you feel about this song, about the emotion. Cool. And the way you do that, really, I think, is through your eyes. Okay. When you're dating your wife, and you was trying to be real, passionate about something, you'd look her in the eyes, wouldn't you? Really to feel the love.
When you get stressed or nervous, what happens is your heart beats faster.
Faster, yeah.
Instead of breathing deeper, like bigger breaths, exhale more. What'll happen is it'll slow your heart down. It's impossible for it not to. And when your heart slows down, you won't feel as nervous. And they're gonna love you. And they're gonna love your performance, and you're gonna do great.
So, Bird, spending time with you all, the judges, is obviously very valuable to our contestants, but it also gives you all a sneak peek into our top 12. So what do you think?
I think they are amazingly talented. I think they're going to give great performances and give their best to us. I'm really looking forward to it because I believe they're going to take the things that we've said and run with it. That's what I'm looking forward to. And because we want them to do their best and be their best. So I'm really anxious to hear them.
All right. And I know the contestants have said that their time with all of you was really beneficial. So thank you so much for doing that.
Loved it.
Now let's kick the competition off by taking a look at our first contestant, representing the Presidio of Monterey, California, Sergeant Scott Harris.
My name is Sergeant Scott Harris, and I'm representing the Presidio of Monterey in Monterey, California, and the 305th PSYOP Company out of Fort Story, Virginia. My MOS is 37 Foxtrot. I'm a psychological operations sergeant. I've got everything in my iPod. It runs the gamut from Big and Rich to Grand Funk Railroad to Parliament Funkadelic, and I've even got a reggae section there for Bob Marley and Damian Marley, and of course, Led Zeppelin. I had always wanted to go in the Army. When I was younger and just getting out of high school, my father didn't want me to go in the Army. I came back in the Army at 42. I may be one of the oldest contestants here, but I love it. I love the Army, but I also love to sing. And this was an incredible opportunity to be able to sing and still wear my uniform and still represent the Army proudly. This is just incredible for me. It's just a dream come true.
I don't need to be anything other than a prison guard's son. I don't need to be anything other than a specialist son. I don't need to be anything other than the birth of two souls in one. Part of where I'm going is knowing where I'm coming from. I don't want to be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately. me and I have peace of mind. I'm tired of looking around rooms, wondering what I gotta do or who I'm supposed to be. I don't wanna be anything other than me. I came from the mountain, the crust of creation. My whole situation's made from great to stone. Now I'm telling everybody I don't wanna be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately. All I have to do is think of me and I have peace of mind. I'm tired of looking around rooms, wondering what I gotta do or who I'm supposed to be. I don't wanna be anything other than me. Yeah.
All right, let's turn to our judges. Michael?
I'm a big fan. You know that already. What a great, I think, rock kind of singer that you are. So my comments are really about super duper fine tuning, okay? Your pitch was really great all the way through until the very end. And the thing that killed you on the last two big notes were the pureness of your vowels. You kind of flattened out your vowels, the E and the A sound, and it affected your pitch. We talked a little bit about that yesterday. Really watch your diction, because for some reason for you, it shows up around pitch in a more profound way than it may be for other people. So watch that, but it was great. I love that song. I love your performance.
Thank you.
Bird?
I enjoyed you very much, Scott. That's one of my favorite songs. I love the energy of it, and I'm glad you pulled it back so that you were not working so hard. That's what I'm trying to say. Easy for me to get out. Sorry. I enjoyed you very, very much. And yeah, I agree with what Michael said. So, I mean, but this is like, it's not a big problem. It's like, yeah, it's so easy, so fixable. But you're very entertaining, and I love your, I keep doing that. And I love your heart. That's what I was trying to do. I love the heart you have when you sing.
Thank you so much.
Proud of it. You're welcome.
Sergeant Major?
When you go last, all I can say is ditto or something like that. Hey, first of all, I really like the way that you connected with the audience, because you're looking at the audience, you're singing to the audience, and your enthusiasm came through. So I agree with, you know, I can't say much about pitch and all the other stuff, but I can tell you that you had a great performance. The enthusiasm was there, and I wish you just the best of luck. Great job.
Thanks, Sergeant Major.
Hoorah.
To vote for Scott, click on his photo underneath the video player frame on this webpage immediately following the end of our show. Then on his voting page, select the vote button. The voting window will be open for 24 hours, and you can vote as many times as you want. Simply go back to the viewing page and repeat the voting process. Your votes count for 50% of his overall score, which will be combined with our judges' scores. So your votes are important if you want Sergeant Harris to continue his journey. Thank you, Scott. Now let's keep the excitement going and see what our next contestant has in store for us. From United States Army Garrison, Rheinland-Pfalz, Germany, family member Christina Lewis.
My name is Christina Lewis, and I'm representing Kaiserslautern, Germany. My husband has been deployed 4 times. We've been together for 3 of those, so I've held down the fort and supported him through everything that he needs to go through. I can't really say that I have too many embarrassing moments for performing, because I try to turn anything bad into a good, or turn it into a joke if it's bad, and so I don't look at it as embarrassing. I think that this competition brought a lot of positive morale into our family and into my life personally. It's something that, moving around from place to place, you don't always get the opportunity to go out and chase your dreams until after my husband retires is when I had planned on chasing my dream of singing. But this gives me an opportunity to practice that or start it early.
I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. Get your fill to eat, but always keep that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. 'Cause when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. Oh, I hope you dance. Oh, yeah. Oh, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. Oh, I hope you dance.
All right, Sergeant Major, I'm looking
Oh, don't
at
come
you.
to me. Don't come to you know, I am a big fan, and I absolutely loved it. I mean, I don't think I have anything to suggest to you because you did everything right. The good thing about you is that energy that comes across when you're performing. I mean, it's you know, I'm sure the audience felt it just like I did. I wanted to get up. In fact, I got goosebumps when you were singing. So, great job, super job. Hooah.
Bird.
Hi, Christina. Thank you for trusting me. How did the performance feel to you?
It felt good. It felt good, sorry.
Excellent. You made friends with it, and you did a wonderful job. I think that the room could feel you. Be careful of how you end some of your phrases, pitch-wise. Every now and then, not all the time, but just be mindful as you go through the line and when it ends, and making sure that your pitch stays. But having said that, thank you for bringing your heart to that song. Well done. Yeah.
Michael.
You're very believable. You know, you really sing a lot with your face. You know what I'm saying? Like some people sing and there's no emotion on their face, but it's very easy to watch you and believe you. The part of your voice that seems the most favorite to you is the strength of your voice. And I want to caution you against staying there all the time. You know, you have a strong voice and you like going the strong part of it. But I suspect that there's some other nuances to your voice that are more soft, that if you could add those to the performance, we would get more dynamic. And the second piece of it is when you love the strength and you hit it and you really go for it, sometimes you overreach and it causes you to go sharp. So loving that strength, but pulling it back a little bit, watching your pitch, add a little nuance to it with some other tone, you know? And I just think you're a great singer in the making. So.
To vote for Christina, click on her photo underneath the video player frame on this webpage immediately following the end of our show. Then, on her voting page, select the vote button. The voting window will be open for 24 hours, and you can vote as many times as you want. Simply go back to the viewing page and repeat the voting process. Your votes count for 50% of our overall score, which will be combined with our judges' scores. So your votes are important if you want Christina to continue her journey. Thank you. It's time for our next contestant from United States Army Garrison, Stuttgart, Germany, family member Raquel Sargent.
My name is Raquel Sargent, and I am representing Stuttgart, Germany. Everything has happened very quickly, so I can't even say I've honestly had a chance to take everything in, but I think mostly a lot of people feel like that when you're part of the military, especially spouses, that we lose our identity and that we can't really pursue follow our dreams. We're not going, or that we have to put everything on the back burner and, we're supporting our spouses. But I just feel like this platform is one of the greatest platforms that I will ever have to represent the military, to represent who I am, and to represent, God, my faith. I mean, it's a huge platform. So it makes me want to be a better person, a better singer, better performer.
Joyful, joyful Lord, we adore thee. God of glory, Lord of love. Hearts unfold like flowers before thee, healthy as the sun above. Melt the clouds of sin, sickness, sadness, drive the dark cloud away, drive it away, give her all to the gladness. Oh, what have you done for him lately? He watches over everything, so we sing. It's joyful, joyful, Lord, we adore thee. Yes, God of glory, Lord of love. Hearts unfold like flowers before thee, healthy as the sun above. Fill us with the light of day, light of day.
All right, Burr.
Oh, I'm first? I feel like it, Sergeant Major. Well done, Raquel.
Yeah.
Period. Absolutely. Every note was there. Your energy was great. Just wonderful. You did a marvelous job. I can nitpick, but I will not. I'll tell you later. It's just so easy. You were wonderful.
Sergeant Major?
I absolutely love that song. I told you that yesterday, and you got me moving around in my chair, and I was so pumped up, I didn't know what to do with myself. In fact, I wanted to jump up, tell you the truth, and start clapping my hands, but I did that one time and it kicked me out. But you did a great job. I mean, I love people that sing like you, that I get it, here you go again. I got all those tingles, and it just made me feel good, and again, just super, super job. Great job.
Thank you.
Michael.
You looked great, you sounded great, it felt great, period. Awesome.
To vote for Raquel, click on her photo underneath the video player frame on this webpage immediately following the end of our show. Then on her voting page, select the vote button. The voting window will be open for 24 hours, and you can vote as many times as you want. Simply go back to the viewing page and repeat the voting process. Your votes count for 50% of our overall score, which will be combined with our judges' scores. So your votes are important if you want Raquel to continue her journey. Thank you. Well, there you have it, our first 3 contestants. It's been a great start to this year's competition. A special thank you to our presenter, the United States Army Installation Management Command, whose support makes this great soldier and family programming possible. And of course, Family and MWR, who supports, educates, and entertains soldiers, families, retirees, and civilians at home and around the world. Thank you for making this programming possible here on OPRisingStar.com. We especially want to thank all of you out there for watching and for casting your votes at OPRisingStar.com. Tonight and this week would not have been possible without you. We want to be sure to follow along with your thoughts on social media, so be sure to use hashtag OPRisingStar. Also, like Army Entertainment on Facebook, and we will keep you updated about all the great soldier and family member programming around the Army throughout the year. Now we're going to take a short break, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
I want to give a special shout out to all the soldiers, family members, and friends in Wiesbaden, Germany, especially the Dragon Warriors and 5th Signal Command. Dragon Warriors, Dragon Standards.
I would like to send a shout out to my unit, 602nd Alpha Company ASB in Korea, Humphreys, and also to my family, who I can't wait to join after my tour.
Hi to all of my friends there in Hawaii. I hope you're okay, and don't forget to vote me, okay? And back to the Philippines, hello. And I know you're watching, and I know you're happy, and don't forget to vote, okay?
Welcome back to Operation Rising Star. Before the break, our first 3 contestants performed for us, and we got off to a great start to this season here on OPRisingStar.com. I'm here with this year's Operation Rising Star background singers, who are soldiers stationed with Army Entertainment here at Joint Base San Antonio, Fort Sam Houston, Texas. All 3 of them are alumni of the 2013 United States Army Soldier Show, Ready and Resilient. Please welcome Specialist Monica Melendez. Joining Operation Rising Star for a second year, Sergeant Eric Tuway. And last but not least, the soldier with the best name ever, Specialist Janine Phelps. Now, the 2013 Army Soldier Show tour just wrapped up in October. What were some of the highlights?
Well, for me, Janine, I enjoyed being able to give back to troops and their families through music and live entertainment and actually see what the Army family truly looks like. And not just that, I got an opportunity to show these families who we are as soldiers, just another side of things.
All right, well, thank you to all of you for lending your talent in support of our contestants. Now, let's get back to the competition and see what our 4th contestant is bringing to the stage. Representing United States Army Garrison Wiesbaden, Germany, First Lieutenant Matthew Kalani Gabriel.
Hi, my name is Matthew Kalani Gabriel, a First Lieutenant in the Signal Corps, and I'm stationed at Wiesbaden, Germany in the 5th Signal Command. I'm a 25 Alpha, which is a Army signal officer. I come from a military family. My father served 37 years in the armed forces, so that means I've moved 11 times before I turned 18. I commissioned into the Army in 2011, so I've been in for just over 2 years. My family is all about service to this nation. Right now, the band that I've gotten into is Passenger, and they have a hit song on the radio, Let Her Go. So I'm really into indie rock music. My favorite Christmas carol is Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. This year for Christmas, I just want to be home and see my family, relax a little bit over in Phoenix, Arizona.
I've been roaming around, looking down at all I see. Painted faces fill the places I can't reach. You know I can use somebody. You know I can use somebody. Yeah. Someone like you, know you know and how you speak. With countless lovers undercover on these streets. You know I can use somebody. Yeah. You know I can use somebody. Someone like you, someone like you, someone like you, somebody, yeah. Someone like you, somebody. Come on now, let it out. Come on and let it out. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I've been roaming around, always looking down at all I see.
right, Sergeant Major.
Oh, you're supposed to go to Michael, never me first. First of all, you got a great voice, and I thought you did an outstanding job. It's a little tougher when you got a guitar up there sort of singing with, not anything else. So I thought you did a fine job. If I did have a comment for you, remember about the eyes, about connecting with people, because a couple times there, you're just looking most of the time, but a couple times there, you just close your eyes and you're singing to yourself. It's about connecting with the audience when you perform. But I thought you did an outstanding job. Who else?
Michael?
Well, you have a very interesting, unique voice, and that's a strength for you. I'm looking forward to seeing sort of where you take this with the rest of the competition, and I'm looking forward to maybe hearing you sing something without your guitar in your hands. Because I wonder if sometimes if that's taking energy away from your singing. Somehow you're having to think about playing. So it'd be something to think about. And but what a unique voice, and you seemed like you got stronger as you got deeper into the performance. So I think you got relaxed a little more, So do some breathing, get your heart rate to come down before you come out. That'll help you. But nice job.
Bird?
I absolutely agree with what both the Sergeant Major and Michael said. You did a good job, and I'm interested to see what your next song is going to be. With all of that in mind, how you present yourself, and without having to play at the same time, because we talked about the brain doing so many things at once. I think you did a wonderful job. Well done.
Thank you.
To vote for Matthew, click on his photo underneath the video player frame on this webpage immediately following the end of our show. Then on his voting page, select the vote button. The voting window will be open for 24 hours, and you can vote as many times as you want. Simply go back to the viewing page and repeat the voting process. Your votes count for 50% of his overall score, which will be combined with our judges' scores. So your votes are important if you want First Lieutenant Gabriel to continue his journey. Thank you, Matthew. Now let's keep the excitement going and see what our next contestant has in store for us. Representing United States Army Garrison Humphreys, Korea, Specialist Ikilia Davenport.
My name is Specialist Davenport, first name Ikilia, and I am from Camp Humphreys out of Korea. I'm a 92 Fox. At this time, my additional duty is unit armorer, and I'm also a combatives instructor. I've deployed to Operation Iraqi Freedom in 06 to 07. I was with the 449, attached from the 949 out of Fort Worth, Texas, and I deployed with the Texas unit in support of the 82nd Airborne. But with Operation Rising Star, when I participated in it, it actually gave me a chance to show other things that I have to offer other than just being in the Army. And it also lets me give the world a chance to relate to everything that I go through, and I get to vent and sing the things that they relate to. So, we meet on terms somewhere so they can see, soldiers are regular people like everyone else.
I'm a never-rolling wheel without a destination real. Spinning top, whirling around till I drop. Oh, what am I to do? My mind is in a whirl. Give me a little hope. One small thing to cling to. You got me going in circles. Oh, round and round I go. Going in circles. Whoa, round and round I go. I'm spun out over you, baby, you.
right, let's turn to our judges. Michael?
You know, we worked yesterday on focus, emotional focus. And I thought you improved amazingly from yesterday to today. You seemed to be very focused on what the intent was, which was communicating to a person who you're singing to, that you cared about, and how you feel about that. It felt like you were very focused. In fact, you were so very focused that you never looked over at this side of the room. Right? So there's sort of a balance there, right? You want everybody in the room to feel like you're singing to them. And you were very focused kind of right on this spot over here. I know it's like you picked a spot, right? So if you want to, I want to add to that for you, is to say bring that focus in a way that causes, you know, everybody in the room to feel like, wow, he's singing to me, or he's singing my feelings. That will help your performance. But the subtlety with which you sang, you didn't push, it was very conversational. I just really liked a lot of things about it, and really well done.
Bird?
You did a great job. I enjoyed the front half immensely. I really, really did, because you did bring that focus, and you brought your heart to it, and I agree with what Michael said. I wish you hadn't gone so far at the end, I have to say it. I wish you hadn't gone that far. But I understand why you did. I understand why, I get it. But overall, I believe you did a wonderful job. But for me, the first half was just luscious. It really, really was. So, and it's as if the song got away from you. You wanted it to go somewhere.
Luscious. It's a good word. That's a good word.
Yeah, it was yummy. In the beginning, yes. So
good thing she had Korean food before we started, is it?
So as you're thinking about your performance in a scope from beginning to end, the beginning was fabulous. Then you just went a hair too far on the end. You still would have had us, as Michael said, if you had incorporated the other side of the room as well. But well done, my dear. You did a good job.
Sergeant Major?
The only comment I had, Michael stole it, so I don't know. I was going to say the same thing about staying and looking at this side of the audience. I think he was really focused. I was initially going to say I didn't really like the fact that you were sitting there, but I thought that turned out pretty good. And I agree with Bird. I think at the end, you may have went over the top just a little bit. So I wrote this down. Keep it simple. Keep it straightforward. Remember that you got to be careful about turning people off with your music. And you can do that by those nonverbal things that you do. So be careful about that. Keep it simple. Keep it straightforward, because you got a God-given talent. You got a wonderful voice. There's no question about that. I think you just need to fine-tune and be careful about some of those things that you do. What? Oh.
To vote for Akilia, click on his photo underneath the video player frame on this webpage immediately following the end of our show. Then on his voting page, select the vote button. The voting window will be open for 24 hours, and you can vote as many times as you want. Simply go back to the viewing page and repeat the voting process. Your votes count for 50% of his overall score, which will be combined with our judges' scores. So your votes are important if you want Specialist Davenport to continue his journey. Thank you. We're almost halfway, so let's welcome our sixth contestant to the stage. Representing United States Army Garrison Schofield Barracks, Hawaii, family member Joyce Severino.
My name is Joyce Ann Severino, and I am representing USAG Hawaii. I'm working as a nursing assistant, and I am a military spouse. My husband has been deployed 2 times in Iraq. My family, they're living in the Philippines, and they were so excited to see me. And I have 2 kids. I miss them so much, and I want to say hi to them. Hi. My favorite Christmas carol is Silent Night. I like it because the way you sing it is slow and mellow, something like that. What I want for Christmas is to be the next Operation Rising Star. This competition makes me more confident and give me a good experience.
Have you ever reached a rainbow's edge? catch a shooting star and tell me how high I did you soar. Ever felt like you were dreaming just to find that you're awake, and the magic that surrounds you can lift you up and guide you on your way. I believe in the impossible. If I were shaped within my heart, yeah, overcome any obstacle, will let the strangers fall apart. 'Cause anything is possible when you believe. I can see it in the stars above, yeah. You see, I waited all my life for this moment to arrive, and finally, I believe.
All right, let's hear what our judges have to say. Bird?
Joyce, you did a great, great job. That song has a very special meaning to me because I'm singing on the original. So I love that song. And I think you represented it very well. Thank you for fixing those things you fixed. Thank you for trusting me. You did a great job. I have one critique I must say to you. When you're singing, be mic conscious. Because, bless your heart, you were singing these great, beautiful notes and your microphone was up here at your nose. And so we missed the impact of an intensity of where your high note was. So, and it happened in the group song as well. I was watching you in the group song. Your mouth was over here and your mic was over here. It happened in the group both times. So be mic conscious because we need to hear every wonderful note that's coming out of your mouth. It was great. You did a great job. Fantasia would be proud.
Sergeant Major?
I thought that was a perfect song for you. I thought you did absolutely great, a wonderful job. If I did have just one comment, people have a tendency to work one side of the room or the other side of the room. I think if you'd stayed more in the center and maybe looked this way or looked the other way versus ended up on that side, it may have been a little bit better for you. But super job, great job. We got a heck of a competition there tonight, but wonderful job.
Michael?
I don't really have much to add to what they said, really. It's a great song for you. I wonder as the competition goes forward what other styles you might get into. You know, I haven't only heard you do one style. I'm going to be interested to see, you know, what the breadth of your talent is stylistically. It's really well done.
To vote for Joyce, click on her photo underneath the video player frame on this webpage immediately following the end of our show. Then on her voting page, select the vote button. The voting window will be open for 24 hours and you can vote as many times as you want. Simply go back to the viewing page and repeat the voting process. Your votes count for 50% of our overall score, which will be combined with our judges' scores. So your votes are important if you want Joyce to continue her journey. Well, there you have it. We are halfway through today's competition. So far, our first 6 Garrison winners have proved that they deserve to be here representing their communities. But our judges and you at home will have your work cut out for you in selecting who from our top 12 will move to the next round of competition. Sergeant Major, what are your thoughts so far?
I was just telling Bird and Michael a minute ago, this is, you know, like I said, I'm the one that's been here every year for 9 years. Hey, have I told you guys that? Never mind. But this is probably the toughest competition I think I've ever seen because everybody is equally talented, I think. So I don't know. I'm trying to pick somebody that I think will maybe get a good chance, but they're all been fantastic.
And Michael, are there any surprises from yesterday's mentoring sessions?
I wouldn't call them surprises. I guess to me it's more of a feeling of being delighted that the feedback that they received, that they've been able to incorporate it so quickly and efficiently, and that it has improved their performances. So that's nice to see.
All right, well, thank you to all of you, and I know we can't wait for our next group of 6 finalists to perform for us. A special thank you to our presenter, the United States Army Installation Management Command, whose support makes this great soldier and family programming possible. And of course, Family MWR, who supports, educates, and entertains soldiers, families, retirees, and civilians at home and around the world. Thank you for making this programming possible here at OPRisingStar.com. We especially want to thank all of you out there for watching and for casting your votes at OPRisingStar.com. Tonight and this week would not have been possible without you. Now we want to be sure to follow along with your thoughts on social media, so be sure to use hashtag OPRisingStar. Also, like Army Entertainment on Facebook, and we will keep you updated about all the great soldier and family member programming around the Army throughout the year. But now we're going to take a short break, and when we return, our final 6 contestants will bring you their version of Timber. We'll be right back.
I'd like to give a shout out to all my battle buddies at Camp Lemonnier in Djibouti, Africa, and all of my Navy friends that I made out there. Those of you guys are coming home. Also to my home station in Fort Riley, Kansas. I'll be singing for you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys next couple weeks. And also I want to say to my wife and my daughter that I love you very much, and I can't wait to see you.
Shout out to my youth group, Jaywalk, also to the people at Joint Base Langley Eustis. Hope you're watching, and vote for me.
I would like to give a personal shout out to Joint Base Lewis McChord, Washington, for definitely pushing me further and just motivating me to do more and push myself. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys.
Welcome back, everyone. As you can see, I'm backstage with the great team behind the scenes that makes this event possible. And we are so thankful for their time and efforts to bring this annual production to our Army family around the world on OPRisingStar.com. Over 30 soldiers from Army Entertainment are involved, from drivers and administrative specialists to our camera operators, stage managers, and technicians. Every facet of this production is touched by soldiers for soldiers, which is the Army Entertainment motto. Entertainment for the soldier, by the soldier. And we thank each and every one of them for serving and being a part of this popular Army programming. Now it's time for our final 6 contestants of the top 12 to perform for us. But before they do, let's take a quick look at their time with our judges yesterday as they prepared for this moment.
Stop. Okay, now when people are doing things, those nonverbal movements, it distracts them. But you got to find a comfortable place for your hands.
Yeah.
You can't stick them in your pocket.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I'm a guitar player by nature.
Oh, yeah, is that right? So you're looking for a place to play your guitar.
Yeah.
So let your crutch.
Yeah.
The whole song comes down to this. His fist is big, but mine is bigger. And he'll find out when I pull the trigger. Keep that up, because that's the moment that counts, right? That keeps that intent. That's what makes a hair stand on your arm and say, okay, don't give that girl a gun, right? But that's what the point is, the song is, right?
I wish nothing but the best.
Do you really want to say the best? It pulls me out of the song. I was wondering if you did it deliberately. I guess that's a no.
No.
Unless you're West Indian, then you can say nothing but the best. Just say nothing but the best.
Okay. Have you ever seen karaoke?
Yes.
This is not singing karaoke. This is connecting with all the people in the audience. There's a lot of professional singers that are real good, but guess what? There's a lot of singers that make the top, but there's a lot of singers below them and a lot better than them. The difference is how they connect with the audience. And that's what you got to do.
Sometimes we go to sing and we think, well, I have to sing now. No, you're really just communicating. You're trying to say, hey, I will always love you. If you would do this with your arms when you do that, well, then maybe that's what you need to do. This was the person that you loved, and you were communicating this to them. There's some of that that makes it so more emotional and real, you know.
Bless your heart, your eyes are just dead. Just voice and nothing. See, you've got this beautiful face. I need you to, we are storytellers. When we sing, we're storytellers. And I need you to tell the room the story. I need you to tell the people who are beyond the room the story so they can connect with you. There's no connection here.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your first chance to see our final 6 contestants in action. Performing for you now, here is their rendition of Timber.
It's going down. I'm yelling timber. You better move. You better dance. Let's make a night. You won't remember. I'll be the one. You won't forget.
This biggity boy's a DD dog. I have them all like Miley Cyrus, all dressed up, dancing with their sneakers on. Timber. Drinks down, hands up. Timber. Work hard, play rough. Timber. I'm slicker than the oil spill. Say they won't dance, but I bet they will. Swing your heart around and round. End of the night is going down. One more shot, another round. End of the night is going down. Swing your heart around and round. End of the night is going down. One more shot, another round. End of the night is going down. I'm yelling timber, you better move, you better dance. Let's make tonight, you won't remember, I'll be the one, you won't forget. It's going down, it's going down. I'm yelling timber, you better dance. Let's make a night, let's make a night. You won't remember, I'll be the one, you won't forget.
Look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Not just me, and it ain't anything changed. Live in hotels, swing on planes. Blessed to say, money ain't a thing. Club jumping like LeBron now. Ballin', order me another round. Homie, we about to climb. Wild, cause it's about to go down.
Swing your partner round and round. End of the night is going down. One more shot, another round. End of the night is going down. Swing your partner round and round. End of the night is going down. One more shot, another round. End of the night is going down. I'm yelling timber, you better move, you better dance. Let's make a night. You won't remember, I'll be the one. You won't forget, it's going down. I'm yelling timber, you better move, you better dance. Let's make a night that you won't remember. I'll be the one, you won't forget. It's going down. I'm yelling timber, you better move, you better dance. Let's make a night you won't remember. I'll be the one you won't forget. It's going down.
Great job. Let's hear it one more time for our second group of 6. So, Michael, we just saw our second group of 6, and you actually worked with everyone yesterday. Do you happen to have a favorite?
No. That's the truth, I don't. There's things I like about all of them, and as Sergeant Major Tilley said earlier, the balance of talent is the strongest of any year that I've been here. So it's pretty tough to pick a favorite.
That's great. Sergeant Major, what about you?
No. That's the same question. I agree with Michael. I mean, it's so close between all of them. They're all very talented. I really haven't got a favorite, that's for sure.
All right, well, starting off our final group of 6, let's take a look at our next contestant. Representing Camp Lemonnier, Djibouti, Africa, Sergeant Oscar Bogarin.
My name is Sergeant Bogarin, and I'm representing Camp Lemonnier, Djibouti, and I'm stationed at Fort Riley, Kansas. One embarrassing moment that just came to mind recently is I was singing
You're the One That I Want from Grease. And on the male vocal part, I actually said, I need a man, instead, do you need a man? I've never been able to live that down yet, so. Always on my Christmas list is a guitar. I always want a brand new guitar, but mainly a Martin. Operation Rising Star definitely opened up a way for me to share my musical talent with not only, everybody in my unit, but, everybody in the Army too, which is kind of cool. And I get to actually share that, and live that, and not actually have to, hide it sometimes. But it's a pretty cool opportunity.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. And remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it better. So let it out and let it in. Hey Jude, begin. The moment you need is on your shoulders. And don't you know that it's just you? Hey Jude, you do the waiting for someone to perform it. Na 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 na, yeah. Na 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 na. So make it do. Na 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 na. Yeah, hey Jude. So hey, yeah, 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 yeah. So make it Jude. Hey Jude.
Let's turn to our judges. Bird.
Are you looking at Michael?
No, I was looking away. I really enjoyed your performance. I really, really did. I enjoyed your beginning and your ending the most. In the middle, you had a little saggage going there. The energy dropped, a couple of riffs got a little mushy. You know what I mean? But I applaud you because from when we worked together, you pulled your energy up threefold. Because you know how hard I pushed you. I really pushed him hard, you guys.
I can see it.
So I thank you for pulling your energy up. It was 100% better. And this goes back to what Michael said about you guys hearing taking the notes we gave you and really going for it. I appreciate it. But your beginning was strong, your ending was strong, and in the middle. But that's all right, that's very fixable. You did a wonderful job. Thank you. You're welcome.
Sergeant Major?
I was looking at Michael and see what he was going to first of all, I grew up with that song. I mean, I love this song. That's a great song. Good selection. Just a couple of suggestions here. I thought you did an outstanding job. One of the hardest things I think about military singers, a lot of them are just too stiff. And you got to loosen up just a little bit. I'm not sure how to, I'm just never loosened up, but you need to loosen up, relax a little bit more. Yeah. The other thing is, I thought it was a great selection for you, but remember, it's how you connect with the audience. And I can't say it enough about when you close your eyes, and I do that all the time when I'm in the shower, singing in the shower and doing all this stuff. But I want you to connect with the people out in the audience, and that's the ones you have to motivate. So it's keeping your eyes open and letting them feel what you feel about that song. But keep those eyes open and work the middle of the stage, and I thought you did a great job.
Michael?
Oscar. Yesterday we talked and I asked you what it was you wanted people to feel. And now it occurred to me, sitting here watching your performance tonight, really why I asked you that, and I want to come back to that. Okay. First of all, when you pick a song by the Beatles, you know, it's tough. It's tough to sort of, I mean, you know, it's the Beatles, right? I mean, it's there 20, 30 years ago, it was like nobody would ever cover a Beatles song because it's just tough to pull it off, right? So I'm not sure how much that contributed to it, but where I'm going with this is to say that technically fine, you looked good, you sang good, but I didn't feel much emotionally. You know, I mean, I didn't feel moved or any particular emotion. I just kind of enjoyed your singing, but I didn't feel anything particular. I'm not sure if that's a function of the song you chose or not. But an audience, when you're performing in a contest, you want them to be moved. So if there's no specific thing, emotion that you're trying to drive, then it's no surprise that the audience says, so that was nice, but I didn't feel really moved at all. And that's just something to consider when you're picking your material.
If I may,
Yeah.
I believe it's because he was too much in his head, thinking about too many things, how to present it. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, I felt a little more comfortable tonight playing, singing it. So.
But you agree with me, it was a little emotionally just like I don't put words in your mouth.
No,
but
no, no. I totally agree with you. But if you had seen where I yanked him from yesterday, I could tell
well, maybe
that
he's
he
still
has to think
recovering
about it.
from the yanking.
I think he is. I think so. Yeah, that's what you're feeling. So that means don't stay in your head, and it has to be an emotional experience to bring
something.
To it. Yeah.
I want to feel something when I see a singer, you know. So other than just enjoying technically.
To vote for Oscar, click on his photo underneath the video player frame on this webpage immediately following the end of our show. Then on his voting page, select the vote button. The voting window will be open for 24 hours, and you can vote as many times as you want. Simply go back to the viewing page and repeat the voting process. Your votes count for 50% of his overall score, which will be combined with our judges' scores. So your votes are important if you want Sergeant Bogarin to continue his journey. Thank you. Now let's keep the excitement going. Taking the stage next, representing Joint Base Langley Eustis, Virginia, family member Sarah Hopkins.
My name is Sarah Hopkins, and I'm representing Joint Base Langley Eustis. My father is a master sergeant and a career counselor, and he works in Virginia. My mom is a medical records specialist, and my brother is a high school senior this year and a pizza boy. In my iPod, there's a lot of music right now. I have some Christmas music because I'm trying to be in the Christmas spirit, but a lot of country, mainly. Favorite Christmas carol, I like O Come, Emmanuel. For Christmas, I want an iPad really badly. Well, I wasn't even aware of Army entertainment, really. I had kind of heard about the soldier show and everything, but I had no idea that Rising Star was a thing until 5 days before the audition, and I had no idea the opportunities that could come from that, and just being here is pretty cool to me.
County Road 233 under my feet. Nothing on this wide rock but little old me. I got 2 miles till he makes bail. And if I'm right, we're headed straight for him. I'm going home, gonna load my shotgun, wait by the door and light a cigarette. He wants to fight, well now he's got one and he ain't seen me crazy yet. Slap my face and shoot me like a rag doll. Don't that sound like a real man? I'm gonna show what little girls are made of, gunpowder and lead. His fist is big, but my gun's bigger. He'll find out when I pull the trigger. I'm going home, gonna load my shotgun, wait by the door and light a cigarette. He wants to fight, well now he's got one and he ain't seen me crazy yet. Slap my face and shoot me like a rag doll. Don't that sound like a real man? I wanna show what little girls are made of, gunpowder and lead. Gunpowder and lead, yeah, yeah.
All right, let's go to our judges. Sergeant Major?
Yeah, you know, I like your enthusiasm. And I thought you did absolutely a great job. And the good thing about your performances is I think you got everybody into the song. And it came across from me. I thought you did absolutely a great job, and that's probably the only comment I have. There's probably one that I hate when, I always like people to connect with the audience, and you closed your eyes a couple times, I thought at the appropriate time. That's okay. But there is a lot of, remember now, it's about connecting with those guys. In the first part, you're pumped up, doing all those things, and I think when you close your eyes, you disconnect from them. So just think about that. But other than that, I thought you did a great job.
Michael?
I'm glad I'm not him.
Yeah,
you know,
trouble.
Because, you know, that was really intense. I mean, you were really in character. Even when Janine came out and she touched your shoulder, you were still in character. You're like, dude, you know. You're like, you're totally into character. You know, the other thing, look, Bird mentioned earlier with one of the earlier singers about like that line you can go over sometimes in terms of like the performance. It's like so dramatic. And I was thinking about that as I was watching you. I think that there's something about how self-conscious that a performer is, that if a performer is self-conscious about their moves, somehow the audience can feel that. And there was some really nice space you found with the majority of your performance where you were very comfortable with being in that character. And you were being that, right? And just sort of towards the end, just a little bit, I felt like you became conscious of your moves, like you were going to do that move then. And for some reason, I felt that. It translated to me. So, I don't know how you coach somebody to be less self-conscious, but there is something about letting it all go, forgetting about what you're going to do next, what move you're going to do. To be able to let it all go and just be it instead of doing it, that will help you take that to the next level, to where that performance, we won't see the actor in you, you know? But your singing was spot on all the way through. Pitch was great, solid, strong, intense. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing you grow, you know? Fabulous job.
Bird?
Sarah Hopkins serving attitude. One of the things that I want to piggyback on what Michael was saying, it was something I mentioned in our time together. Being aware, this is moving forward as he was saying, being aware of the lyric. When the lyric is that strong, you don't have to physically be that strong. And that's when it feels as if it's a little over the line. So when that lyric is that tough, you can stand still and still deliver. Yeah. And you don't have to dig in because we got it. So then it becomes, wait a minute, ah. So, but no, it's an artistic lesson. And moving from being a really good singer to being a really good artist. Those are little tiny things those subtle things that make a difference. Yeah. And that's what you'll learn, and that's all that was. Is not realizing that the lyric is so strong till you don't have to physically be so strong. But I believe you did a good, thank you so much. Yeah. Michael said it's good coaching.
It is, that's good coaching.
Thank you.
So, to vote for Sarah, click on her photo underneath the video player frame on this webpage immediately following the end of our show. Then on her voting page, select the vote button. Your voting window will be open for 24 hours, and you can vote as many times as you want. Simply go back to the viewing page and repeat the voting process. Your votes count for 50% of her overall score, which will be combined with our judges' scores. So your votes are important if you want Sarah to continue her journey. Thank you. Performing for us next from Joint Base Lewis McChord, Washington, Private First Class Kiari Moon.
I am PFC, Private First Class Kiari Moon, representing Joint Base Lewis McChord, Fort Lewis, Washington. About my family is very interesting. My family, I come from, you know, a single mom, you know, 2 sisters, you know, I love them with all my heart. They're down in Clarksville, Tennessee. They're just the love of my life, definitely. Operation Rising Star has really made a huge impact upon my career and life. It has pretty much shined light upon my dreams. It has really I guess, inspired me to do something better, you know, than just what I was doing, you know, singing at the barracks. So it has really brought the inner me out so that I can express myself, because I live through music, and that's what I know.
That you settled down, that you found your girl and you're married now. I heard that your dreams came true. Guess he gave you things I didn't give to you. Old friend, why you so shy? Ain't like you to hold back or hide from the light. I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I'd hope you see my face and that you'll be reminded that for me it isn't over. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I beg. I remember you said sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Hurts instead.
All right, Michael?
I think the most profound compliment you can ever give a singer is that you believe them. So technically, you know, I could say some things about pitch and things in spots, but all of that aside, I just believed you. And the second thing I want to compliment you on is you had a great sense of when to raise the volume, when to bring it back down to really a conversational thing. That just, all of that contributed to it feeling really authentic. Like I felt like you were having a real conversation.
Thank you.
And you connected. So, nice job.
Thank you.
Sergeant Major?
The ditto, ditto, ditto. Well, I know. I liked it too, and again, I like the fact that when somebody's up there singing, I think they're singing to me. You know what I'm talking about? They're singing because you're connecting with me. So I thought you did an absolutely good job, a great job, super job.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bird?
I've heard many people sing Adele songs, and I compliment you because you did do a good job. You did make us feel emotionally that you got it, that you felt it, and that's all we can hope for. Well done. You did a good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
To vote for Kiari, click on his photo underneath the video player frame on this webpage immediately following the end of our show. Then, on his voting page, select the Vote button. The voting window will be open for 24 hours, and you can vote as many times as you want. Simply go back to the viewing page and repeat the voting process. Your votes count for 50% of his overall score, which will be combined with our judges' scores. So your votes are important if you want Private First Class Moon to continue his journey. We're 3/4 of the way through, and you will have your work cut out for you this year, selecting your favorites and who will move forward. Before we continue our competition, we would like to give a special thank you to our presenter, the United States Army Installation Management Command, whose support makes this great soldier and family programming possible. And of course, Family and MWR, who supports, educates, and entertains soldiers, families, retirees, and civilians at home and around the world. Thank you for making this programming possible here at OPRisingStar.com. We especially want to thank you out there for watching and for casting your votes at OPRisingStar.com. Tonight and this week would not have been possible without you. Now we're going to take a short break, but don't go away. We'll be right back.
I want to give a shout out to Fort Irwin, more specifically Havoc Company, 211th ACR. Have to represent for your Armor Corps. Family-wise, my mom, my brother, Brittany, my stepmom, and my dad, and anybody who has helped supporting me throughout this journey. I really couldn't do it without you guys.
Hi to my family back home in the Philippines. My mom, my dad, my brothers, and my sister. I miss you guys. My family in Fort Campbell, hello. My friends over there. And my husband, my daughter, and my 2 sons. I miss you, and I love you.
I want to give a shout out to everybody back there at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, who has helped me get to where I'm at and supported me and is voting for me and watching me, especially my chain of command, my BC and my Sergeant Major, and my installation chain of command. I also want to give a shout out to my husband, the rest of my family, as well as my brothers and sisters from the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association.
Welcome back to Operation Rising Star. I am here with 2 soldiers that have been in our audience all night. So, what do you think so far?
I think it's been great. All of the performances have been amazing, and I'm glad we had the opportunity to come and watch. It just proves that there's a lot of talent here, so yeah.
All right, and you?
I've had a great time. I just want to thank you for the opportunity to be here. It's been a great show and a lot of entertainment, and I look forward to the rest of the show.
All right, well, we appreciate you and all of you being here, and thank you for your service as well. Now, Sergeant Major, I heard through the grapevine that you were departing some words of wisdom to our audience earlier. Do you mind sharing that with all of our viewers?
I don't know if I have any words of wisdom for anybody, but you know, I was talking about resiliency. You know, I was talking about soldiers that adapt. You know, we've been at war for a long time now, and how they adapt in war and how they adapt with all the things that are going now with our military, especially in Afghanistan and Iraq. So adaptability, getting the job done each and every day, and the kind of sacrifices our soldiers make. So I'm just excited to be here and excited to talk about resiliency for soldiers.
All right, now speaking of ready and resiliency, for those of our viewers who are playing tonight's Watch and Win Challenge for a chance at winning a $100 gift card, the Watch and Win Challenge code word for tonight's show is resiliency. Visit oprisingstar.com and click on the Watch and Win banner to play. Now, let's get back to our competition and see what our 10th contestant is singing for us tonight. From Fort Irwin, California, First Lieutenant Derek Bishop.
I am First Lieutenant Derek Bishop. I'm from Fort Irwin, the National Training Center, Havoc Company, 211th ACR. My family, directly, it's just me, my mother, my brother, my father. They're all residing in Columbia, South Carolina. I have my father's side of the family, which him and his wife, and some stepsisters. And my mother is with my brother, who is 2 years younger than me and 1 inch taller than me. Get into that. But yeah, I love them all very dearly, and we were all very close. Well, I haven't done any deployments, but where I work at, the National Training Center, 10 months a year, aside from July and December, where we have our breaks, we train with units who are preparing for deployment. So for 2 weeks, we go out in the box with that unit, and we would simulate what they might go through when they deploy. So technically, I deploy 10 times a year, but I don't know if I can actually say
that. For so long, for this night I prayed that a star would guide you my way to share with me this special day. Wear a ribbon in the sky for our love. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. This is not a coincidence, and far more than a lucky chance. But what is
that was always meant. It's a ribbon in the sky for our love. We can't lose with God on our side. We'll find strength in each tear we cry. From now on, it'll be you and I, and a ribbon in the sky, ribbon in the sky, the sky for our love.
All right, let's turn to our judges. Bird?
Hi, Derek. How did you enjoy your performance? How did it feel?
I really enjoyed it.
Good, good, good. I loved what you did in the beginning, much more toward your ending.
Okay.
First of all, that edit is so ambitious with the 2 key changes, and you maneuvered them very well. So I applaud you for that. But I guess you were going for a big finish, and it's as if it sort of got away from you a little bit. You became riffalicious, as I call it. Riffalicious. Let me add another riff. Okay? Be careful. And remember, less is more, as opposed to thinking, oh, I got to do more riffing, because you set us up nicely in the beginning. Nice, everything you did was nice and tasty, the riffs, everything. But then as it got to that last key change, if you had simplified it, it would have had a bigger impact. So as you move forward and sing these ambitious things, just realize that one note can have as huge an impact as 12 on one word, you know what I mean? But I think you did a wonderful job. You had me in the beginning, and I was crossing my fingers towards the end. Did you feel as if it got away from you toward the endish?
I can say I did.
Okay. I love truth confessions.
He's honest.
Yeah, but I love the sound of your voice. You're a wonderful singer. You really, really are. And I applaud the ambitiousness of the edit. Good job, my dear.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Michael?
If the audience could see where you came from yesterday to today,
yes,
one of the things that they would note without question was that you used that great gift of your eyes and your smile today in a way that I didn't see you do yesterday. And I applaud you, because I know if you have sung with your eyes closed in the past for the same reasons that I have sometimes found myself singing with my eyes closed, that takes a lot of courage to break through that and smile and be with this room. And I applaud you for that. That was awesome and a great improvement. And you know, the thing that she said about riffalicious, you know, it's like, there was a guy, a guitar player used to play in my band, and we used to joke because he'd play so many notes, it was like he thought he was getting paid by the note. Right? And so sometimes it was like we noticed that instead of the beauty of his instrument. You know, you don't ever want to let the technical singing sort of get in the way of people experiencing your instrument. And I think that's part of what Bird's saying is we really look forward to seeing you on the next song and seeing how much emotion and impact you can wring out of 1 or 2 notes. Because I know you have it in you. You do. You got a lot of soul in you. It's clear that you do, and it'll be great to experience more of that.
Sergeant Major?
Yeah. I like, you know, I wish I could just say ditto, ditto, ditto every time these guys talk, and I'd just be quiet over here. But I thought you really connected well with the audience. I could, just what Bird said, I could tell when you sort of had a little issue there. One thing I was thinking about, you weren't nervous, was you? Was you nervous or not at all?
No, Sergeant Major.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I think the selection of song was good. I thought the song was great for you. I thought there was a vast improvement from what I've seen yesterday to today. So, great job. Good job.
Thank you.
To vote for Derek, click on his photo underneath the video player frame on this webpage immediately following the end of our show. Then on his voting page, select the vote button. The voting window will be open for 24 hours, and you can vote as many times as you want. Simply go back to the viewing page and repeat the voting process. Your votes count for 50% of his overall score, which will be combined with our judges' scores. So your votes are important if you want First Lieutenant Bishop to continue his journey. Thank you, Derek. You can go now. There are only 2 finalists remaining. Let's welcome to the stage, representing Fort Campbell, Kentucky, family member Chari Reed Miggs.
I'm Chari Mae Riggs from Fort Campbell, Kentucky. I have 3 kids. I got 1 girl, I got 2 boys. I got a husband, a loving husband, and he's working all the time. So it's just me and my 3 kids all the time at the house. My favorite Christmas carol is Jingle Bells. I think it's a jolly song. I want for Christmas is I want my family all together on Christmas Day. My most embarrassing moment was I was 10 years old. I was performing on stage and I got accidentally had an insect to my mouth, so I had to stop singing because it makes me cough and I want to puke. I wanted to puke.
If I should stay, I would only be in your way. So I'll go, but I know I'll think of you every step of the way. And I will always love you. I will always love you. I will always love you. I will always love you.
All right, Sergeant Major.
Oh, wow, you're always going to call me. I like that. Whitney Houston's song is a tough, because every time you sing a Whitney Houston song, people compare you to Whitney Houston. And I told you that yesterday, and so I thought you did a fine job. I mean, that's a tough song to sing. If I did have a suggestion, don't use your hands too much. I mean, you're using your one arm a little bit, and there's an appropriate time to do that. But other than that, I thought you did a fine job.
Bird.
I applaud you. I know how hard you worked to get this done. Thank you for sitting back in the song, because I basically made you reconstruct your song. And you did a wonderful job of doing that. So I give you big props for that.
Thank you so
You're
much.
very welcome. I mean, you had that one little riff glitch, but that's all right. That's forgivable. That's all right, because you were, it was almost like reinventing the wheel for you. That's how much I had to turn you upside down. And that's why I'm applauding you. And I believe that the impact was there that we were looking for. I think you did a wonderful job from yesterday to today. It's like Michael said, if they only knew how much you guys have grown in the time that you've worked with us. It's really amazing. So I have to give it to you. Mad props.
So Michael?
I couldn't do that. That's a tough song. That gigantic edit, the key change that you did, like to the totally new key, the edit, like suddenly you're in a new key and you're at the height of the song, like from 0 to 60 in a second. That's really tough. You didn't overshoot it on the pitch. Your pitch was great. Your tone was great. Yet it felt a little understated in a way that was really good. Like you didn't oversell it. It was really, 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 really well done. And, you know, it's a good selection for you, too. It's good for your voice. I look forward to seeing what else you bring.
Thank you so much. To vote for Chari May, click on her photo underneath the video player frame on this webpage immediately following the end of our show. Then, on her voting page, select the vote button. The voting window will be open for 24 hours, and you can vote as many times as you want. Simply go back to the viewing page and repeat the voting process. Your votes count for 50% of our overall score, which will be combined with our judges' scores. So your votes are important if you want Chari May to continue her journey. Thank you. Last but not least, let's see what our 12th and final contestant of the evening has in store for us. From Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, Sergeant Christiana Ball.
My name is Sergeant Christiana Ball, and I'm a drill sergeant from Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. The Operation Rising Star made a difference for me personally because it gives me a platform to not only do something that I love, but also just to keep reaching out to soldiers and also to be part of that face that we're putting out to the American people too, that we're professionals, but we have creative ways to kind of show people some of the programs and some of the things that we're implementing into making the lives and the welfare of our soldiers and their families that much better. Things like this, I think, aside from soldiers going down range and doing their tour well and serving well, like stuff like this shows that we're interested in investing in developing our soldiers all around and making their lives better. And you can't beat that. That's hard to implement and do it creatively, so I like this.
You better take it from me. That boy is like a disease. You're running, you're trying to hide, and you're wondering why you can't get free. He's like a curse, he's like a drug. You'll get addicted to his love. You wanna get out, but he's holding you down, 'cause you can't live without a warm more touch. Now listen up, run away, don't let it mess with your mind. He'll tell you anything you wanna hear. He'll break your heart, it's just a matter of time. But just remember, he's a good time cowboy Casanova leaning up against the record machine. Looks like a cool drink of water, but he's candy-coated misery. He's the devil in disguise, a snake with blue eyes, and he only comes out at night. Gives you feelings that you don't want to fight. You better run for your life. Oh, you better run for your life.
All right, Michael.
Big song, big voice, big improvement, right? Did the walk thing, I noticed you incorporated that. I didn't know if you planned on doing that, but walking allowed you to let go and just sing, right? So it's great. Still, there's just some spots, like, you have such a fabulous basic instrument that I just know that with focus and coaching, you just would become a world-class great singer, you know? And I just look forward to seeing that happen.
Bert.
Michael and I were speaking of how much you look like Martina McBride. Have you ever gotten that before?
My husband tells me that.
Your husband tells you that? Yeah. Is that him?
That's him.
That's him. Yeah. It's true. It's interesting. You could be her sister. It's fascinating. I agree with, and aside from that, I agree with what Michael said. You have really blossomed, and I want you to find your comfort zone while you're there. You look a little uncomfortable. Could you hear enough of the music?
Say again?
Could you? My point exactly. Could you hear enough of the music while you were singing?
I think so. I think maybe I was in my head a little too much. I don't know if it was the music or if it was just me being kind of in my head too
Okay,
much.
then it was you being in your head too much because you looked like something was a little uncertain. But if you let that go and allow yourself to be comfortable, it'll change your life. It really, really will. And I'm looking forward to what you're going to bring next also, because I need your comfort level to just be magnificent. And pretend that we're all your friends and we're all here to love you. We really are here to love on you. So find your comfort zone because you'll grow so much and so quickly.
Yes.
Okay? That's my
Basic.
big note. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my big note to you, is to become more comfortable because you've got the goods. Now you got to deliver them. Ha ha. Well done.
Sergeant Major?
I thought that drill sergeant stuff was coming out with this. I was ready to knock out 10 push-ups or something like that. I was getting worried about this. I thought he was going to come over. No. I thought you connected very good with the audience because not only did you sing to us, you sang to everybody in the room. I thought you did a great job. I was a little concerned when you was walking down the steps. For me now, I can't sing with a note, but walking down the steps, you did a great job. But just a super job. Congratulations, Sarah. I was worried you was going to fall. That's what I was going to say.
To vote for Christiana, click on her photo underneath the video player frame on this webpage immediately following the end of our show. Then on her voting page, select the vote button. The voting window will be open for 24 hours, and you can vote as many times as you want. Simply go back to the viewing page and repeat the voting process. Your votes count for 50% of her overall score, which will be combined with our judges' scores. So your votes are important if you want Sergeant Ball to continue her journey. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have seen them all, and what a talented top 12 we have. Now, it's up to you. We'll get final thoughts and a recap of tonight's performances right after this break. Welcome back, everyone. Let's find out what our judges thought about our last 6 contestants. Sergeant Major?
I told you, Deneen, never come to me first. We was just talking about it a minute ago. The competition this year is again, probably the best I think we've seen in the past. And I think the last 6 people that performed did an outstanding job. There's no question about that. The hardest thing for me is that I think there's a lot of them that are so close again. So the voting on this is going to be really tough. So.
Burr?
I believe that they're all wonderful singers. I think their willingness to work with us and allow for them to take in the information they give us is really extraordinary to have and to correct it overnight. That's asking a lot, and they are delivering. I can't wait until the next episode to see how it's going to turn out. I'm so thrilled and excited. I'm literally on the edge of my chair wondering what's going to happen next because they're going to grow even more each time they're on that stage and each time they have rehearsal. I'm loving them. That's my take on it.
Michael?
It's reality TV, really. I mean, it's not just, hey, some performances, but we're getting to know them. The audience is getting to know them. We're getting involved in their journey. And so that makes the prospect of what's coming next very, very appealing. And you know, if I wasn't sitting here being a part of the show, I would definitely be tuning in to watch the next episode because now I'm really interested to see what's going to happen.
Yep, and you know what? I'm sure our Operation Rising Star finalists are filled with anticipation too, as they wonder if their performances were strong enough to move them to the next level of competition. Don't forget to tune in Tuesday to see who the top 6 will be, and again, you will have an opportunity to vote for your favorite performer. Then on Thursday, we will reveal the top 3. And you definitely don't want to miss Saturday's show when this year's Rising Star and the winner of the 3-song demo recording experience is revealed. Before we go, we're going to give you one last chance to look at tonight's performances before we ask you to cast your vote. Let's take a look.
Looking round, wondering what I gotta do, or who I'm supposed to be. I don't wanna be anything other than
the choice to sit it out or dance. I hope you dance. We sing, it's joyful, joyful, Lord. We adore thee, yes, God of glory, Lord of love.
Lovers undercover on these streets. You know I can use somebody. Yeah. You know I can use. Round and round I go. I'm spun out over you.
'Cause anything is possible when you believe.
So let it out and let it in. Hey Jude, begin the moment you need.
Stop my face and shoot me like a rag doll. Don't that sound like a real man? I'm unsure what little girls are made of. Gunpowder and lead.
Don't forget me, I beg. I remember you said sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it's a ribbon in the sky for our love. We can't lose with God.
We'll always love you. Just remember he's a good time cowboy Casanova leaning up against the record machine.
We can't forget to give a special thank you to our presenter, the United States Army Installation Management Command, whose support makes this great soldier and family programming possible. And of course, Family and MWR, who supports, educates, and entertains soldiers, families, retirees, and civilians at home and around the world. Thank you for making this programming possible here at OPRisingStar.com. We especially want to thank all of you out there for watching and for casting your votes at OPRisingStar.com. Tonight and this week would not have been possible without you. Voting is now open, so be sure to click on the photo of the contestant you want to move forward underneath the video player frame on this webpage. You will be directed to their voting page where you can select the vote button. The voting window will be open for 24 hours and you can vote as many times as you want. Simply go back to the viewing page and repeat the viewing process. Your voting counts for 50% of their overall score, which will be combined with our judges' scores. So your votes are important. We'll be back in just 2 days to find out which 6 of our 12 contestants will remain on our journey to this year's Rising Star. We'll see you right here on OPRisingStar.com on Tuesday. Good night, everyone.